Good morning, my classy people. My name is Wayne Bolden. I'm your Speed King. Saturday morning, it's Belmont Stakes morning. That's right, in the studio, having a cup of coffee. And we're going to take a look at a few stake races on Sunday as well. So, always working. And of course, turn your closed caption on and give a shout out to my boy out there, Paul W., for sure. Well, let's take a look at a stake race, grade 3, over at Churchill. On Sunday, for straight 3-year-olds, going a mile and 16 for 225,000, grade 3, Matt Winn stakes. And some of the characters in here, pretty decent race, field of 7. Let's take a look. Grade 3, Matt Winn. Trafalgar. Well, Trafalgar, the number 1 horse, trained by Albert Stalls Jr., 2 wins from 6 starts. That's okay. They paid $310,000 for Trafalgar. By Lord Nelson, that's okay as well. Rating is good. Speed figures are okay on this horse. I don't particularly like the horse in this spot. Came out of the Pat Day Mile grade 2 at Churchill on May 7th behind Jack Christopher and Papa Cap, right? Who's running up in Belmont this weekend, of course. So again, Trafalgar's not a bad horse in his own right. I think the value on the horse is tremendous, okay? The horse likes to make up ground late. You don't have Hernandez. Albert Stall Jr. don't need no introduction. So Trafalgar at 12-1 is probably going to be my third pick here, I would think. I would use this horse surely underneath. I'll be on one of my top 3 picks for sure. The number 2 horse, Tough to Tame. Oh, Tough to Tame. Listen to this. Tough to Tame only has 7 starts, 3 wins in 3 seconds. So this colt has done nothing late on the scene as a 3-year-old. But Tough to Tame, the number 2 horse, who's also 12-1, has won almost 50% of his races. And again, by Spicer, trained by Davis. Is that Christopher Davis? Yeah, Christopher Davis, who's clicking at about 15%, and have Mr. Lopez in the orange. So again, Tough to Tame, to me, the speed figures are just as good as Trafalgar, the number 1 horse. The horse is exiting in an allowance race. And I guess grade 3 would be the next step. You won 3 of 7. They brought the horse along nicely. The horse has run at 4 different racetracks, actually 5-6 different racetracks in 7 starts. Arlington Park, Indiana, Churchill, Del Mar, Tampa, and Hawthorne. So apparently the number 2, Tough to Tame, takes his racetrack everywhere he goes, and he hits the board. He won 3 of 7 and ran second 3 times. So again, Chris Davis got this horse humming. This horse is 12-1, just like the number 1 horse, Trafalgar. So the 1 and 2 to me are serious value horses in here, and I don't know how you not use these 2 horses in your exotics. These horses have an opportunity to win this race, if you ask me. Okay, so I don't know what's going on, but the 1 horse Trafalgar and the 2 horses who we're currently talking about, Tough to Tame, and they don't have to take a backseat to nobody in this race, if you ask me. Speed figures may be a half a tad below, but these horses are improving and they're hard hitting. So Tough to Tame, again, I would use this horse underneath for sure, if not to win. The number 3 horse, Camp David. Well, Camp David, 2 wins from 4 starts, 8-1 on the morning line. They paid $370,000 for this pioneer of the Nile colt. That's okay. Mr. Brissett is doing all the conditioning. And you got that smooth rider, Tyler Gaffleone, in the arms. Well, I'm telling you right now, Tyler Gaffleone is quiet. But that boy, man, every time, you know what? I'll be looking through the racing form or whatever, and I see his name. I get a little scared because I'm like, yeah, I don't got Tyler. He is just good, man. Like Trevor McCarthy up in New York. Tyler Gaffleone always shows up always in the right position, and he is smooth like butter, man. That boy can ride, and he's on Camp David here, who has 2 wins from 4 starts. And again, by Pioneer of the Nile, Brissett does his thing. He's popping at 20%, doing all the training and the conditioning, and Tyler popping at 19%, and as a combination, they popping at 22%. Now, I don't know where they're going to muster up the speed figures to run with this much. Okay, I mean, I like Tyler and I like Brissett. And, the Camp David horse ain't done nothing wrong. But in my opinion, the horse is overmatched from a performance standpoint, and I'm going to throw him out. After all, I said all that, right? Can't bet them all. I don't like the 3. I'm throwing the 3 out, Camp David. And here's a horse that may be undervalued here, or underlay. The number 4, Howling Time. Y'all know him, but listen to this. 3 wins from 6 starts. What are you going to say about that? Nothing. The horse is by Not This Time. That's awfully, awfully good. And my boy Del Romans is doing all the conditioning and the training from the training booth over there. I'm not going to mention Roses in May, but Del Romans is quietly good. Now, he ain't been going good. I don't know the last time when Del Romans won a race. He's only 11% for this year, and he got my boy Joe Talamo up. So Howling Time at 2-1? Wow. And I got horses like Trafalgar and Tough to Tame at 12-1, and I want to take Howling Time at 2-1. That's a little tough for me, I mean, sure, you probably got to use Howling Time, but gee, Chase, But the speed figures are obviously good. I mean, the horse comes out of the Lexington behind Twiney Port. I mean, that's all he did was come out of the race. He didn't do no running. He ran 8x14. And then the race before that, he got smacked around in the Fountain of Youth down there by Simplification. That was the race with all the bump and grinding going on down there. So, I mean, he's been on the scene in the national races, but he surely ain't made no noise. I mean, he's 9th by 23 in the Fountain of Youth, and he's 8x14 in the Lexington. Please. I mean, I know he just came out in an allowance race on May 21st, right? Some 22 days ago with Joey T up, my boy Joe Talamo. He went gate the wire. That's okay. Okay, but 2-1's a little short on the blood. And this horse won on the front. He ain't getting in front of the bottom horse, or the 6 horse, Cyberknife. No, Cyberknife, that's a Mary Halls. That's right. Yeah, Howling Time is a nice horse, I guess, I mean, I'm not crazy about him. I mean, he's probably going to be my 3rd pick in here, but you got to use him. Okay, I get it. It's got my boy Joe up. How about this name? Dropping G's all over the place. Well, dropping G's, 2 wins from 9 starts. That's okay. And again, you got that Bear Ronald guy in the orange. He know what he's doing. And this horse just seems overmatched to me. Dropping G's. Speed figures are too light. At least 3 or 4 cuts below. 12-1 should be 25-1. Throw dropping G's. The number 5 off your ticket. Well, what do we have here? There's been a sighting of a Mary Halls. Well, old Cyberknife at 9-5. Hey, he stayed away from Belmont this weekend, Cyberknife, tired of getting his head kicked in by those 3-year-olds. Well, Cyberknife needs no introduction. Listen to this. 7 starts, 3 wins in 2 seconds, right? Okay. $400,000 they paid for Cyberknife. Guess who the sire is? That's right, Gunrunner, who should have won the Derby, in my opinion. And on the back end by Flower Alley, right? The grandsire. So again, Cyberknife is the favorite in here and appears to me to be the speed. That's why I think Howling Time, the number 4, is in a little trouble here. I don't think he can get in front of the number 6 Cyberknife. And again, got Flo in the orange, who is Brad Cox's regular rider, of course. The Ramsey bred this horse, and the horse exits the Kentucky Derby, ran 18th by 42. 18th by 42. Richie Strike beat Cyberknife down. That's right. And so he found a very soft spot here in the Matt Winn Stakes, Cyberknife. Now he want to go down and beat up on horses at Churchill, while the other 3-year-olds are off doing some real racing. Cyberknife come to smack a field around over there at Churchill in the Matt Winn. I ain't mad at you, Brad Cox. I ain't mad at you. But he should get to the top. I mean, the horse has been tangling with horses like Richie Strike, Epicenter, Zandon, The horse obviously won the Arkansas Derby 2 back April 2nd and beat up Barber Road, who is currently in the Belmont Stakes, and of course the Philly Secret Oath. So again, Cyberknife should be the controlling speed here, and an 8-5 is a gift to me. The horse has a 28% win probability out of my personal database, and I would be shocked if she don't beat up on this field. But I tell you right now, the 1 and 2 Trafalgar and Tough to Tame at 12-1 is awfully good value, folks. But again, the number 6 should win this race. And the number 7, Rattle and Roll. That's right, the horse is trained by McPeak and Company. Right, 2 wins from 8 starts, 1 second and 1 third. McPeak doing all the conditioning and pushing the buttons from the trainer's booth, that's for sure. And you got Brian Hernandez Jr. in the on. The horse is by Connect on the back end by Johannesburg, right? What's the word, Johannesburg? Well, Rattle and Roll, I love that name. Shake, Rattle and Roll. I added the shake to this one. Well, it's McPeak and McPeak. I got McPeak upsetting the Belmont Stakes today with the number 5 Creative Minister. And Rattle and Roll, I guess, will be picking them up and laying them down, coming down the lane in the Matt Winn Stakes. Only 3-1 on in this here race. Brian Hernandez is going to be pushing on this horse. Comes out of the bluegrass, ran 6x10 behind Zandon and Smile Happy. Ran 4th in the Louisiana Derby behind Epicenter and Zozos, and of course Pioneer of Medina, you know. So the horse obviously comes out of the Fountain of Youth, ran 6x7 behind, who in due time and simplification. So again, another national 3-year-old, just like Cyberknife, the number 7 Rattle and Roll should be given a little respect on his name. So there's your Matt Winn. My top pick here is going to be the number 7 horse, the number 6 horse, Cyberknife. I think he should control the race for sure. And my second pick here is going to be the number 2, Tough to Tame at 12-1. I mean, the speed figures are okay on this horse. I like it. I love the value. And my third pick here is going to be the number 1, Trafalgar. Trafalgar is also 12-1. So it's going to be 6-2-1 for your SpeedKing here. We're going to look past Rattle and Roll here. She'll be running late. He'll be running late, that's for sure. And Brian Hernandez will be hustling on the 7, a little short. And then Howling Time at 2-1. I don't know. Well, anyway, we love Cyberknife in this spot. Brad Cox and all his merry horses going gate the wire with Flo in the yards. And we'll be remiss if we didn't take the value on the number 1 and the number 2. Trafalgar and Tough to Tame, both at 12-1. 6-2-1 in that order in your Matt Winn. Let's see if Cyberknife can get back to his winning ways. Talk to you real soon.